What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video. Disney Plus is now dominated by the Daredevil Born Again TV show, and to celebrate, we have here brand new book following the adventures of Devil of Hell's Kitchen himself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Daredevil by Nocenti Romita Jr. Omnibus Volume 1. Cover price is 100 USD and it have 856 pages. This omnibus collects Daredevil issues 234 to 266, along with a Punisher issue number 10, which is a part of crossover between these two anti-heroes. Now it's time to check out the covers. I own this direct market cover illustrated by the amazing Keith Pollard, whom I really admire for his work on the Amazing Spider-Man in the 70s. This cover features an angry Daredevil in an action pose, with a newspaper headline behind him reporting on the rampage of the Caviar Killer, a storyline included in this omnibus. Next, we have the standard cover by the legendary John Romita Jr., which captures Matt literally in flagrante, passionately kissing Typhoid Mary. What the hell is going on? The answer also lies within the pages of this book. I think both covers are fantastic, and you can go wrong with either choice. Since this is a classic Daredevil run from the 80s, the back cover follows a traditional Marvel omnibus design. That means we get a mini covers of all the collected issues, and at the bottom, a text listing of these issues along with the creators who work on them. The spine follows the classic Marvel omnibus format as well. At the top, we have the Marvel Omnibus logo, in the middle is the title and Daredevil logo, and at the bottom, a fairly large Daredevil illustration. The book's boards design is absolutely stunning, featuring an action-packed shot of Daredevil battling the Punisher. As we can see, Frank just took a serious kick from Matt. I absolutely love 80s and 90s comic art. So freaking cool. Inside, the book starts with a page showing Matt and Karen soaring through the air with carefree smiles. Then comes the credit page, listing all the talented creators who worked on a contribution to the collected material. And finally, before diving into the stories themselves, we get a table of contents, something I'm always happy to see, especially since this includes page numbers for each chapter. Nocenti took over Daredevil following Frank Miller's landmark run, and given Miller's seismic influence on the character, stepping into Daredevil at this time was no small task. Many writers might have chosen to play it safe, sticking closely to Miller's neo-noir sensibilities and crime-driven storytelling. Instead, Nocenti took the book in an entirely new direction, infusing it with overt social and political themes, psychological introspection, and a heightened level of surrealism that made her run stand apart. Her take on Matt Murdock is that of a man in constant moral conflict, a deeply flawed hero who wrestles with his fate, his sense of justice, and his own limitations. Unlike Miller's hyper-competent, almost mythological Daredevil, Nocenti's Matt is frequently vulnerable, both physically and emotionally. This humanized version of Daredevil makes for a compelling read, as we see him struggle not only against his enemies, but against his own beliefs and decisions. Nocenti's run often flies under the radar when discussing the greatest Daredevil runs. It's rarely mentioned in the same breath as Frank Miller's game-changing tenure or Mark critically acclaimed reinvention of the character. That's why I am glad it's finally getting the attention it deserves. For example, ZDARSKY, whose Daredevil run is considered one of the best modern Daredevils run and is fully collected in 2 omnibuses, has stated that Nocenti's run is one of his favorites. You can definitely feel her influence in ZDARSKY's work. So if you enjoyed his run, there's a high chance you will love this book as well. One of the defining aspects of Nocenti's run is her handling of Daredevil's supporting cast and villains. While classic foes like Kingpin and Bullseye make appearances, Nocenti introduces a host of new, bizarre villains, many of whom reflect her social and political concerns. Perhaps the most famous creation from this run, Typhoid Mary, is one of Daredevil's most unique and terrifying adversaries. A character suffering from dissociative identity disorder, Mary is both a seductress and ruthless killer. She challenged Matt both physically and emotionally, manipulating him in ways few villains ever have. Her complex relationship with Daredevil adds a layer of psychological depth to the story, making her one of the most memorable characters to emerge from Nocenti's tenure. We also get to meet Bullet, a government operative who represents the idea of blind patriotism and state-sponsored violence, or Bushwaker, a former priest turned assassin with a cybernetic arm that can morph into a gun. He is one of the most bizarre antagonists in Daredevil history, but he fits right in with the surreal, offbeat nature of Nocenti's run. Beyond these villains, Nocenti also develops Daredevil's relationship with characters like Karen Page and Foggy Nelson in meaningful ways, ensuring that the book remains grounded despite its more outlandish moments. One of the most striking aspects of Nocenti's Daredevil is its overtly political nature. Many superhero comics touch on social issues, but Nocenti tackles them head on. Throughout the Omnibus, we see stories that deal with environmentalists, corporate greed, feminism, and systemic corruption. Matt Murdock is often portrayed as a lawyer who believes in the system, but Nocenti forces him to confront its failures. He questions whether justice can truly be achieved through legal means or if more radical action is necessary. In some ways, Nocenti's Daredevil feels even more relevant today than when it was first published. One of the biggest selling points of this omnibus is John Romita Jr.'s artwork. His Daredevil is rough, gritty, and full of kinetic energy. Romita Jr. excels at drawing street-level heroes, and his portrayal of Matt Murdock is both dynamic and deeply expressive. Whether it's a brutal fight scenes or an intimate character moment, Romita Jr. captures the tone of Nocenti writing perfectly. Romita Jr.'s description of Hell's Kitchen is particularly striking. The city feels alive, almost like a character in its own right. His shadow-heavy, exaggerated style complements Nocenti's more dramatic storytelling, making even the most outlandish moments feel grounded. His action sequences are top-notch, but where he truly shines is in the quieter, more psychological moments. Scenes where Matt is losing toes, wrestling with his conscience, or engaging in tense, dialogue-driven confrontations. Now, let's talk about the extras. The omnibus includes over 20 pages of bonus material, and since this was an era before variant covers exist, you won't find any in this section. However, it does feature covers from Warriors collected editions, promotional pages that tease readers about the new run, original sketches, and character designs. Of course, there are also fascinating insight into the creative process, giving us a glimpse behind the curtain of the comic book industry. And that's all. While Daredevil by Nocenti and Romita Jr. Omnibus Volume 1 may not have the same legendary status as Frank Miller's work, it is an essential read for every Daredevil fan. It offers the fresh take on the character, packed with the rich themes, compelling villains, and one of the best artworks by Romita Jr.'s career. If Daredevil by Nocenti and Romita Jr. Omnibus Volume 1 catch your attention, you can order your own copy in our eShop, comicsbugle.com, your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Accept the great catalog of collected, deluxe, and absolute editions, epic collections, and omnibuses. We guarantee you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, an option to pre-order a comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can find direct links below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button so we don't miss out any further videos. In our comment section, let us know what other books or topics would you like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!